Don't be mad at Caitlin Clark. She's getting $28 million. Don't they want sisters to get paid, or they don't want a white girl to get paid first? I think that's what it is.
Definitely what it is.
Since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise. And we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
Something else frequently stirs up controversy in the realm of athletics, where skill and diligence are paramount. Lately, the WNBA and the entire basketball world have been rocked by Caitlin Clark's historic contract with Adidas. But while the young sensation revels in her newfound fame, not everyone is rejoicing. Some two WNBA legends, A.A. Wilson and Cheryl Swoops, may feel a touch underappreciated, according to rumors. Is envy growing in the women's basketball community, or is this just a new era where fresh players are vying for attention?
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
It's Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Reebok, whoever said, because she sell our shoe. Could we sell our shoe? Because when you sit there and say, Caitlin Clark got $28 million, first of all, that equals $3.5 million a year if you do the division.
Clark's endorsement deal with Adidas was a landmark development for women's sports. Adidas not only made Clark the face of a product, but they also gave her a seat at the table, indicating that they believe Clark will represent the WNBA and possibly women's sports in general in the future. This isn't just another basketball shoe review. Rather, it's a full-fledged changing of the guard in sports marketing, and with it, we enter a world full of rivalry and unavoidably some conflict. A.A. Wilson, the current WNBA champion, has been the face of numerous well-known advertisements, such as collaborations with Nike and Gator. Her captivating demeanor and well-deserved achievements have given her a household brand.
Ever since, Angel Reese had that injury to me, and also coming off of Olympic break, Caitlin Clark separated herself. Yeah. She should have been unanimous. Now to celebrate her, one thing that people forget is as a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists.
Wilson has always had a strong brand, particularly in the WNBA community, where she was seen as the player who would lead the league in future plays. However, the excitement surrounding Caitlin Clark's ascent to fame, particularly following Clark's edit to Steel, has somewhat eclipsed Wilson's media presence. Cheryl Leapson, the first women's basketball player to have her own signature shoe, the Nike Air Swoops, was Michael Jordan of the WNBA, who is frequently credited as the pioneer who helped establish the league. During her time, Swoops had endorsements that most WNBA players could only imagine, paving the way for future stars to build on her legacy.
When you deal with corporate America, it is no feelings involved. It is purely business. And a lot of people get emotional over race, over how good you are, over if this person's a better basketball player, football player, rapper, singer, whatever. It is all about business for corporations in corporate America. And it's all about, can you sell their product?
However, the WNBA's landscape has changed significantly since Swoops is. Nowadays, athletes are viewed as brands in their own right, endorsements are more lucrative, and Caitlin Clark's contract with Adidas has rekindled the debate regarding endorsements in women's basketball, which some believe is fantastic for the sport's development. While some ask whether it's overshadowing the achievements of players like A.A. Wilson and undermining Cheryl Swoops' legacy, the true question is whether envy is at work with A.A. We've seen this before in men's sports. Consider how established players responded when newcomers like Zion Williamson and Ja Morgan started landing big deals right out of the gate. Wilson has always carried herself with grace and poise, but even she has talked in interviews about the pressure to stay relevant in today's endorsement-driven era. It's not unreasonable to think that seeing a younger player like Clark, who hasn't even reached her WNBA peak, land such a lucrative deal could spark competitive feelings.
I want A'ja Wilson to have a shoe and every black young lady to have a shoe. But she's marketable, and I'm not saying you young ladies aren't.
You said A'ja who?
A'ja Wilson.
A'ja Wilson.
So from the Aces?
Yes.
That's what everybody's mad
Oh
about
my
because she
goodness.
doesn't have a
Yeah,
sneaker.
that does make sense.
Right. So I'm not saying she's not marketable, but people are up in a frenzy And nobody was paying attention when I was talking about this during the NCAA tournament, not the sneaker part.
Conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete A'ja Wilson.
He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time.
Going at Boston and rolls it in.
This is going to be a good matchup. Mercedes and A'ja. Wilson on. Russell hits that.
She said, bring it home.
Fall and get back up again. To show that when you stand for something, it will stand forever. Gatorade.
What does this all mean for the WNBA's future? Well, for starters, it means that the endorsement game has officially reached a new level. Businesses like Adidas, Nike, and others are now considering Caitlin Clark's ability to attract not only basketball fans but also casual viewers, which means she will probably serve as the face of a number of basketball-related niches, such as training programs and lines of basketball gear and equipment that haven't historically placed much emphasis on female athletes.
Through traffic, through three players, four, all the way in, dishes off to Coop for the bucket. Oh my goodness.
These got worn a little bit. Well, it's not that they're really falling apart. It's just that I just hoop so hard. Can you read that? Swoops. So when you're up here and people are down there, they can still see your name.
Legends like Sheryl Swoops may feel that their accomplishments are being undervalued by a newcomer receiving such a big deal, but players like Clark, who draw in younger, more varied audiences, are gradually getting more attention.
Here he comes the other way. There's your first James Jam of his career. Whoa.
Should your scenario take place, Jason, and it steadily declines, I wonder, this actually needs to be studied. What other sports league has diminishing ratings as you get closer to the championship? That would actually embolden the argument that there's a certain guard that now plays in Indiana truly should be the logo of that league.
It doesn't make any sense at all. And playing the politics where, oh, we need to release A'ja's shoe first. Well, no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for A'ja yet. And maybe think about, why haven't you released something for A'ja yet? Is it because you're not sure how it will sell? And if that's the truth, like, that's just business. Why are we coddling these women? You wouldn't see this on the men's side. If a brand thinks they're gonna sell shoes with a player, they're gonna release some stuff. They're not gonna be like, oh, well, so-and-so has been playing in the league a little bit longer, so I'm gonna make sure I get theirs out first, then we'll push Caitlin's 2 seasons. They're saying now that we might not get a signature shoe from Caitlin until 2026 or 2027.
These days, it's more about who can capture the cultural zeitgeist than it is about who is the best player on the court. There will inevitably be a change of emphasis, Caitlin Clark, and that's when the sentiments of being ignored could appear. We've seen this occur repeatedly in men's basketball. Tensions occur from NBA highlights displaying Zion Williamson's stunning debut to NBA draft analysis calling fresh prospects the next great thing. Stars see young upstarts earning more attention and more lucrative deals. The WNBA is currently experiencing this as well.
Now let's talk about regular season viewership, not draft viewership. Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark has done.
It was really great to partner with Shoot Away and be able to give a machine back to Dowling. This is a place that's very special to me, very special to my family. The gun is really easy to use, and that's what I love about it. You only need one person to come in and get a lot of shots up. You can assemble it by yourself, raise it up by yourself. You can go in, get your shots up in a quick amount of time and really get better at your game.
Another intriguing aspect of this story is how these endorsements affect how we perceive the WNBA overall. As fans participate in fantasy basketball and basketball betting, attention tends to gravitate toward the players who currently have the most buzz, like Caitlin Clark. Will this trend continue, or will A'ja Wilson fight back to regain her role as the league's face, and how will Sheryl Swoops? The fundamental question is whether these characters can live in the same marketing area, or whether the emphasis on Clark would incite animosity among her peers and predecessors. Legacy will be retained in this new era where endorsements drive a large portion of the narrative.
And the current president of the WNBA Players Association, Nneka Ogwumike. A two-time MVP, 9-time All-WNBA selection, and 2016 Finals MVP, Candace Parker.
Rebound, offensive board, and the putback by Lisa Leslie. She's the face of the WNBA, and for good reason.
Triple-double in WNBA history, man. First ever. Rosati's waiting for it, gets the swoops. Down low, Valdemoro puts up a hook shot and scores! That's it! Valdemoro.
Tina Thompson buys it along the baseline.
Detroit throws it away.
These days, it's more about who can capture the cultural zeitgeist than it is about who is the best player on the court. There will inevitably be a change of emphasis, Caitlin Clark, and that's when the sentiments of being ignored could appear. We've seen this occur repeatedly in men's basketball. Tensions occur from NBA highlights displaying Zion Williamson's stunning debut to NBA draft analysis calling fresh prospects the next great thing. Stars see young upstarts earning more attention and more lucrative deals. The WNBA is currently experiencing this as well.
And they put out signature Caitlin Clark balls and other merch that literally sold out within minutes of them going live. The hype that Caitlin Clark had going into this season, we will not see that again. She came off of playing in a national championship game that had over 20 million people tuned into that game, then going straight into the draft, and then going straight into the WNBA and breaking an insane amount of records.
Legends like Cheryl Swoops may feel that their accomplishments are being undervalued by a newcomer receiving such a big deal, but players like Clark, who draw in younger, more varied audiences, are gradually getting more attention.
Gatorade's legal?
I mean, they pay me. They Pepsi. It's a Pepsi product. I can drink this one. Pepsi. Pepsi. What? They a Pepsi product. Pay my bills.
Michael, since we handed off in the middle of your question, why don't you ask your question again to these ladies?
I have no issues with Caitlin. Her breaking the record, I think obviously is a tremendous accomplishment. Although, we could get into that discussion also.
Come on, if you're racist and you know it, clap your hands.
Because there's a big debate on Lynette Woodard having the actual record.
After all, Clark's Adidas partnership is a game changer, and who knows where it might lead to future revenue streams. It will profit by carefully matching their plan to Caitlin Clark's next season. Watch this video here, and we'll see you there.